Tell us about your intentions and where you and the club are at in terms of getting that sorted.
Full committed, like always, and down to the course. And yeah, at the end of the day, talks are between me and between my side and the club. And yeah, that's everything you need to know.
Tony, you're 28. So it's almost for any player. What do you have to think about when it's maybe your last big contract?
Well, of course, you need to listen. You need to listen also to the missus. Like, you have to think. Hey, you think about your family, obviously. And what I always said, it's my kids were born here in London, so that tells you that my family feels great here. And yeah, but the rest is up to other people. They also have to make decisions, and yeah, and then we will see if we come together or not.
Well, there is no doubt that Antonio Rudiger has become a key player for Chelsea. He started 22 games in the Premier League this season. That's 6 more than any other outfield player has done for them. And you see the difference with and without him. The win percentage 10% better, points per game higher as well, and they're conceding fewer goals and fewer shots per game as well with Rudiger in the side. So what do you do, Jimmy, in Chelsea's position from here? He's 28 years old, potentially going into the prime of his playing days, but it's going to cost.
Yeah, and if you have to replace him, it's going to cost you 70, 80 million. So use some of that money to keep him here. I think he's well liked. He's playing really well. They're looking at, or they've been trying to get the boy from Seville over what costed too much money.
Konate, yeah.
Konate.
Koundé, sorry.
Koundé, sorry, yes. And if you're going to get him, it's going to cost you 70 plus. So you've got already somebody who knows the place. Apparently he wants to stay. It's going to cost you because he's in a really brilliant situation, and he has to do the best for him and his family, you know. But I think Chelsea can't afford to let him go. I think
he's in a great position, yeah. And the beauty is what Jimmy mentioned there. What you do as a player, I've done it a couple of times at United. You trying to analyse who might come into play, replace you, and what player they're going to look at and what they're paying for, and then that player mightn't be good as the player leaving. So he's in a great position. And talking about what it comes down to, I suppose it does come down to money. Sometimes you think you want a different experience. He'll be getting fortunes no matter what. But for Chelsea to let his contract down, obviously they'll be kicking themselves. I'm sure they've been trying to negotiate for the last few months. But the player is in a great position because he's playing well. He does seem a likeable lad. Looks a bit of a character. Every time it's kicking off, he seems to be involved in it. He looks like he loves the club, no doubt loves London. They really have to get him signed up.
It just feels like there are 1 or 2 little situations emerging for Chelsea. Christensen as well. They've got Thiago Silva, who's 37, Azpilicueta, 32. So does it point towards getting this deal done?
It does, because he's unique. When, years ago, centre-backs used to want to get through, tackle you, come in the back of you. He does that. And most want to tickle you now. He wants to tackle you. There is a difference. That's why you're trying to sign him. He's unique, and he likes to go to war in matches. Yeah. I think the fact that he didn't play
to war.
Yeah, the fact that he didn't play for a year or so, has probably helped his contract run down. But it does feel they normally get things right over contracts. They've got to do something. They might have to really push the boat out. And if he wants to stay, and you hear a player wants to stay, but show it. Show the club. Show the fans. Show the loyalty. If you genuinely want that, it's all going to be there for you. You've got a great situation in London. But they pay big here, Jim, do they?
I don't know.
He's got
too much information.
It was a pretty affair.
But if you have to replace him, come on. If you look at those 3, that you just said.
And the player, Jimmy, that comes in mightn't be as good as him. That's the gamble a club will have to take.
He's got pace. He's good headers. He scores goals. The other 2 are 32 and 37. He's 28. You need to keep this one because you will have to replace the other 2 very soon. Anyway, Christensen is a different story because Christensen is more, he's wants to secure that he's playing somewhere week in, week out. So that's why he's thinking, am I going to sign now? Yes or no? And he's younger, so that's why he's looking elsewhere. But for Rudiger,
do you think he stays? Do you think he stays or goes?
I hope he stays. At the end of the day, it all comes on finances, isn't it? It comes on how much does Chelsea want him to stay. Chelsea can pay him. Chelsea can I think, battle with the Real Madrids and stuff. But,
And he, Rudiger, will certainly be battling with Spurs this afternoon.